Well, you ready to go, babe? Let's give it a little fist bump here. Don't forget your shades today. Your shades. Ah, there you go.
Okay.
Because it's really bright out there.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go, honey.
All right, help me up.
There we go.
I have to get my...
Well, let's go through the yard. My God, what a lot! That yard is grown up. Let me tell you. Well, we'll get one more mowing in probably in October. It is a beautiful, almost at the end of September. Look at right here. You got your Frogzilla right up in here. Look at Frogzilla and Mrs. Frogzilla. I got the whole family. By golly, Miss Lolly and Frogzilla. Well, we have a big event coming up this weekend. I'm hoping to be able to make it to the Barber Motorsports over there. Rob's neighbor's coming down, and the weather looked like it's going to be beautiful Friday and Saturday, but it ain't going to be good on Sunday. I think Rob is coming down for a few days. It is 80 degrees, blue sky, little puffy clouds everywhere. I love his little lake up here. Pretty soon the leaves will be gone where we'll be able to see it down there. One of the biggest water moccasins I've ever seen was right here, right there, where that stump is. He was as big as your arm in belly, and he's 5-footer, big cottonmouth. Man, he eat a lot of frogs out of that pond down there, I'm sure. We're going to town. This house right here is gone now. I think it's gone. Yeah, there ain't nothing but a chimney there. When we first got here, that house, we went inside. It had some of the most beautiful woodwork I've ever seen inside of it. And then a tornado in 2011 tore it down, basically. And it has survived. Last time anybody lived in it was in 1953. Well, she's looking good over there. Well, Miss Piggy's running good today. Well, she's always running good. I don't know why I say that. She's a good old girl. Just a good old girl. Not meaning any harm. I'm riding on Coleman County's finest county road right here. This is what we call the hazardous course. Now you got to know you got to go to the left right here. See, there's a big hole right there. Boom! You can see right off the bat that's not good. Oh, what we got going on here? We got Alabama Fire Command. Oh man. That's where when we had the tornado here in 2011, they set up the FEMA trailer. Oh, it was a pretty. 2011 was devastating. This part of the county was tore up real bad. Oh, I should have put it in lower gear. There's a guy that enjoys living in the South. He can work on his car out in the front yard any day of the week, and nobody gonna complain. That's freedom, man. We're going up a high hill right here. The old Harley's climbing. Man, that's deep down in there. Long time ago, these roads were rock road, you know, red clay rock road, and they were coal hauling roads. Back in the 50s when the coal was king, another business bit to dust. The trucking company, they've had to shut down. They couldn't get trucks to haul the steel. They've been shut down since January, February somewhere. I mean, they've been struggling out here. Trucking is pretty well decimated. Well, you know, the ports and stuff, they've closed down a lot of shipping. You know, they're not gonna, oh man, look at that old house there, got a hole in the roof. They're not gonna, you know, halfway load a ship and go across the ocean with a half-loaded ship. They gotta wait till they get a shipload. I got a lot of relatives that they're truck driving, they own trucking companies, and oh, look at that there. That old house has suffered. That's a beautiful old house. Here's another. I remember when they built this house right here. This is out in the woods. There's some cute little houses up here. You're seeing the backwoods of Alabama. You know good well a lot of love in that house right there. Big old front porch. Mama, after cooking hard on the cook stove, she'd come out there while the boys eating at the table. She'd get her a breath of fresh air, sit there and drink her a big old glass of iced tea, think about how much she loved her boys and her girls. I mean, the girls, most time, they help Mama in the kitchen. They'd be out on the front porch getting a breath of fresh air too. The guys that worked the crops, the fields, they'd come in, they'd eat first. They usually eat fast and got it out of the way, you know. Then the girls would go in and clean everything back up. They always had a warming oven back in our days up above the cook stove. Some of the boys might come in after hauling a load of grain or some cattle up to the stockyards, come in and get them a hot biscuit out of the warming oven, a warm biscuit in the warming oven, slap some butter and jam on it, and they're good to go. Country folks know how to live, you know what I mean? They can live through the hard times, and they make the best of a bad situation most time. You'll find that in anywhere. I'm sure up in North Dakota, Montana, up in there. I lived, of course, in Colorado. Worked on a big cattle farm, cattle ranch. I was a cowboy. Y'all all heard the stories. And man, you come to the dinner table after working on a ranch, and it's you have a hearty appetite. You're young, you're a bad to the bone hard worker, and love to eat. Man, I met some really great people on the ranch. Back in the 50s, when I was a cowboy, that part of the 50s, I would work on a ranch with them cowboys, and they had never heard a southern accent before. All they ever heard was that Texas brogue, and a lot of them was amused by it, now if the country boy wasn't too thin-skinned, he'd be able to handle it pretty good. Depending on how good-natured he was. But we have a lot of real hot-headed Southerners. They're really hot-headed. I guess it's thin-skinned. I don't know. Damn, look at this road. She'll be a bad one. You have to keep your eyes on the road for potholes. Thought I'd just take y'all the back way today. Ain't much to see out here. The trees are starting to color a little bit. Boy, in about another 2-3 weeks, you're going to see some color up in these big old oak trees. All your deciduous trees will be getting ready to shed the leaves. See, this usually, we have hurricanes come in and bring in a lot of wind, and that pretty well strips the leaves off the tree. You got places up north, that don't get the hurricanes. Their leaves stay on the trees for a long time, and they show their color for a long time. Look at that old boy over there, got that big old Texas Pete Longhorn exhaust on that big old red truck sitting over there. See that blind corner right there? You got to be really careful. This area here during 2011 was really tore up. This is mostly all chicken farmers up here. Most all the houses got blown away. See the big chicken houses right over there? That's where my printer lives. The guy that makes my old Mack money, he lives right over there. We're up on like a plateau here. You can see way off over there. most of the chicken houses got blown away in 2011. They never rebuilt. It just it's so expensive today to be a chicken. You have to have somebody like Tyson or some large corporation to sponsor your farm to be able to stay in business. And now with the immigration thing, they can't get the workers to work the slaughtering houses, you know, for the processing of chickens. So there are a lot of these chicken farmers have had to close down. You know, the one that produced fryers for the market. Joy. I kind of like this ride through here. Dodging potholes. I'd like to see the chicken farmers come back. There's a lot of guys that have switched over from chicken to cattle. As you can see, everybody's got a few head of cattle. I think most of your small places around here have at least 150 head. No big mega ranches, you know. Our neighbor, he's got anywhere from 300 to 700 where I live. He's got 150 brood cows just for the bringing the cash forth, you know. Good market in calves. This was all strip mining back in the day. You can see a big strip pit over there. Usually where you see the strip pit, there's really a deep water hole, and it makes some of the greatest swimming. You got a lot of lime rock and sandstone, and the water is always so clear. You can dive 30 feet into the water and see it's so clear. I've been down that far when being able to actually be able to see stuff. Now you get down, say 35 feet, you begin to pick up sediment from the bottom, and it gets pretty murky. And if you go down and touch the bottom, that's a big mistake, because man, it stirs the water up, and then you can't see nothing. There's a nice, beautiful peach field. He raises a lot of beautiful peaches here, like the Georgia peaches, except these are Alabama. Alabama peaches. Uh-oh, cut that whole big pine tree down there. He's got quite a few trees all out through here. Looks like you're going to be planting on the other side of the road. That's a village of little houses. You know, like a bachelor, somebody, maybe just an old lady, old woman, instead of having that big home, they sell that big home and get them one of these little houses for $20,000 on 2 or 3 acres of lawn. You know, there's a few chicken houses here. They survived 2011. Stop this video up here. I'll pause it and maybe we'll pick it back up when we get on down the road there. We're back. We're coming into Dodge City, Alabama. Wanted Sterling Will to see our truck stop up here. It was when they tried to build the truck stop, it took them years. The church was against having a truck stop. They said, "M.O. dirty truck driver is going to take all of our women away, and we don't want a truck stop in our town." So it held up the truck stop for about 3 years. Well, what happened, there was a guy that owned a little truck stop, and he had political power in Coleman County, and he used that power to block this big truck stop up here. And but they got it built, and the place really started to grow because the trucking company brought in prosperity. A lot of new business, a lot of new stores. People started coming in here. This is a little old place. Was at one time you had a cafe called Rojo's. Any of you truckers ever used to run up I-65 just south of Coleman, you'd stop in up here at Rojo's. And you could get the best breakfast at Rojo's. Now they got like an iron skillet up here at the Petro. Yeah, they got an iron skillet. I believe that's the name of it. I've eaten in there several times. Here in the South, the churches have a lot of power, political power, and they use it like a weapon for the Lord. they come out in force, man, when they what's the name of that restaurant over there? Well, there's Popeyes. Well, hell, maybe they've moved Iron Skillet. That's it, buddy. Pull right on out there. We don't care. Shit. That's it. Cut right in front of me. That's good, buddy. You know what to do. I'm a biker. I have a right to gripe and moan and bitch about everything. Because I know all of them's trying to kill me. Every one of them. Here we are at I-65, going north that way. Got my blinker on here so that they can tell I'm going that direction. Everybody else is going that way too. They got a lot of trailers out there, a lot of trucks. Got to reach over and pet Frogzilla, make sure you don't jump off in his lily pad. Mystical Rider's over riding in the, she's riding in the fog. Got them wombats all around her. Come on, little buddy. 9 mils, the sticky glue. When I put this thing on here, the temperature was almost 100 degrees, and it just didn't want to stick. Old Mack, he sticks on that leather. His old Mack money sticks there like a hair in a biscuit. I don't know if y'all can see that little airplane up there. Right between the two clouds. Yeah, there he goes. Now you can see him. You can see the darkness of the cloud up there. But I always feel really uncomfortable when I have an over-the-road rig passing me, because now that one sounded real good there. You can tell when a gator is about to be born. You know, you hear that. Any trucker can pick up that thump, and he goes by, you begin to hear that thump. Now I've never had one to blow while I was on the bike right next to me. But I was in a Freightliner up in Gadsden, Alabama on I-59, and I was passing the guy, and he blew a driver wheel, and it come back and went through my windshield. I had 12 inches of rubber with steel, hot burning steel, sticking through my windshield. We just left it there. I had to go to Chattanooga up there to that Atlas Foundry up there, just as you get into Nashville on I-24. There's a foundry there on the right. I had to deliver up there, so I went ahead and delivered. Didn't pull it out, because if you pull that rubber out of that hole, then you'd have that wind blowing through there, and if you come up on a rainstorm, you're going to be washed out. So when I got into the yard, I went and told the boss. I said, we got the windshield. You got to call the windshield people and get them on up in here. He said, well, you got a crack in your windshield? I said, well, come here, let me show you what happened. He said, if it ain't too big of a crack, they can fix a star. They got this chemical, a sealer. They can have a little suction device, and he was talking to me all the way out there. And I opened the door to the rig, and he looked up in there, and he went, shit. There's that big, he said, when did that happen? I said, on my way to Chattanooga. And I said, happened just right there at Gadsden on I-59. He said, oh, hell. So, yeah, we've had some incidents with little gators being born right next to me. I hate it. I saw the results of a family of 5 over in Irondale, Alabama. 18-wheeler was passing a Dodge Caravan, and he blew a tire, and it went in through the driver's window, and it went into the car and killed 4 of the 5 people inside the car in Irondale, NA. Dodge Caravan. So, yeah, danger comes in many forms. You know, you always pray that the biker's prayer that you get a good ride in, you don't hurt anybody, they don't hurt you. At the end of the day, everything's fine. Look at the empty trailer sitting there. This is the Walmart distribution. See, there's all them Walmart trucks. This is, I'm sure Sterling and all them guys have pulled up here. I mean, if you got a contract with them, that's where you pick your trailer up. I see JB Hunt over there. I haven't seen JB Hunt in a while, but there's JB Hunt, Snyder. Applebee. You gotta stop and get me an Appletini. I've had some of the best times in the Applebee at the bar. They seem to draw a little bit better clientele of girls there. You know, them women are a little bit classier than a beer joint. And candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. That's the old biker's credo, biker's motto. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. Well, it's supposed to be, let me see what the temperature is now. It's showing 85 degrees on the air temperature, so I know that's 90 degrees, so it's warmed up. It's 90 on the air temperature. That's where I used to keep my Mustang washed, right there. I had a contract with them. I bought one of them lifetime, you know, you pay one fee and you don't never have to. They got a little sticker, and when you pull up there, they just check that little sticker, and you don't have to do all that other stuff. I kept that Mustang clean. Well, you might guess where we're going to be going for lunch. There, Lowe's. Now, if I can find me a place to park, I'll use one of them blue parking areas. Go ahead. Honey. Okay, we have arrived, as you can see. Angelique, how was your ride? Oh, come here over here. Let's get rid of the little frown.
I
You
bent
what?
down to pick up my earring.
Whoa.
That's what I was trying to find. That's why my face is scrunched up.
Well, here we are, Golden Corral. So, with that, we'll say have a good time. We're going to go in and check out lunch. Stop recording.